In today's video, we're going to be talking about the hottest sneaker releases that we saw at Paris Fashion Week for spring summer. Now, whether you're into Nike, Adidas, avant-garde, or New Balance, we got you covered for the best sneakers that we saw this past week. Action Bronson was spotted in an upcoming New Balance 1906R collaboration in Paris. Now, the 1906R in 2023 was one of the trendiest sneakers. And with collaborations with Comme des Garcons, Aime Leon Dore, Salehi Bembury, the model is not going to slow down. The 90s reminiscent tooling was recently seen on Action Bronson's feet in Paris. So it looks like after Action Bronson's 990 V6's release, it looks like they're going to move over to the 1906R model. A cold wall is gearing up to join forces with Nike once again with 3 colorways of the Nike Air Max Plus silhouette. A cold wall's founder Samuel Ross took to Instagram to reveal 2 of the 3 colorways. And also in Paris Fashion Week, we saw these in Salehi Bembury suitcase. Also saw them out and about and on feet. Now this minimalistic take that is to the Air Max Plus, I think a lot of people are going to really love the blue pair, but let us know what you think. Now next up is quite the surprise for Paris Fashion Week, and these images come from Li-Ning, and I have to say that I think they absolutely killed these upcoming silhouettes that are going to be dropping. So we're going to kind of react to these together. First we have this metallic silver pair that's kind of, it reminds me honestly of the Nike 270s. Not anything too crazy that kind of strikes my eye. It looks like there's also a white pair just like it, also a yellow pair. As we keep going, this is kind of like a, I hate to compare these to a Converse, but that's just kind of what first comes to mind with kind of like a boot vibe. And as we keep going, these look kind of like the way away basketball sneakers, or maybe they're not. I don't think that this is a basketball sneaker. The sole is too thick. These perhaps could possibly be a basketball sneaker in like a yellow and brown colorway. Moving on, we got that same white pair, and things, this is where it kind of starts to heat up a little bit. These aren't too bad. These kind of give me like some hookah vibes, but kind of with some unique materials on top with like brown and green and cream. We also get a yellow and orange. Now this is the one right here that I think maybe perhaps could be a home run in the future. Now I don't know exactly what this is. This is pretty much kind of like a combination between, once again, I hate to compare it to other silhouettes, but it's just kind of the first thing that comes to mind. This is kind of like a hybrid to me of the Yeezy Foam Runner and the Yeezy Slide, kind of taking a design from both, mashing it up into one and giving like a hybrid sneaker. And if this was a Yeezy model or a Nike model, people would be going absolutely crazy. But it looks like they did reveal them in an orange colorway, which of course all these are samples, which you can see those stamped into it. Now moving on, we're going to get back to some good ones in a second. This one's kind of like a white kind of flat top sneaker, lifestyle. It also comes in black, which I think those look really good. And then here we have that same exact model that we just talked about in like a brownish, and then it looks like it has like a cream, it's not an insole, just a cream inner. So I really love how they can change up the tones of these. You can get brown on the outer, as you see there, and then like a cream colorway on the inner. Now none of these sneakers at the moment have any titles. We don't know exactly what they're going to be. They're just samples. They're in the making, in the works, but I'm excited to see what the future holds. Now to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Collab, they had a station where you could customize the upcoming Nike Dunk Low. These have already released, but at the moment, I guess it was kind of during the release, where you could go in and customize the Nike swooshes, which I talked about this in a previous video, where you could actually, the swoosh for these that come standard in the pack, they wrapped around the heel of the sneaker, and that you could chop them in two and kind of get creative. But it looks like in the station, they had all types of patterns and materials that you could actually throw into the Nike swooshes. So that's really dope. And you could even do this at home if you do perhaps have the sneaker. Now this next sneaker, I really love these. Arley debuted a brand new New Balance silhouette at Paris Fashion Week. Now at Paris Fashion Week, there was a black colorway, there was a blue colorway, and kind of like a midnight colorway, and a sand colorway. Now specifically, I think the color that most people are in love with is the sand colorway. And in terms of the silhouette, I don't know what I like about it so much, kind of just the minimalistic take on a New Balance silhouette. Like if you imagine the year 2024, just, you know, a modern sleek design, I think this is a New Balance silhouette that's going to do extremely well. And it looks like Arley is going to perhaps be the first collaborators on this model to bring it to life. But so far in the fashion world, people are really excited to see what this silhouette holds for the future. Now it looks like for spring summer 2024, Comme des Garcons, also known as CDG, will also hop on the 610 wave. In this collection, it looks like there's going to be 2 610s, which one 610, I never even knew that this existed. One here is the 610 that we all know, or at least that I know, kind of whitish, creamish, neutralized Comme des Garcons form that we see on a lot of the collaborations that they get with Nike, New Balance. And then also it's going to be dropping with a hiking slipper where that you just kind of slide on. I'm sure that there's better terminology for that, but that's just kind of the first thing that comes to mind. Feng Chen Wang. In the show, we saw some Nike Air Force Ones. We also saw some Nike Air Maxes, and also some very interesting styles that get a little bit crazy. I think this one particular Air Force One that comes with a white upper with the blue midsole, I think this is probably going to be the most popular of all in terms of the masses. moving back to New Balance, Thisisneverthat debuted 3 collaborative New Balance 550 at Paperboy Paris. Now these were first teased in April of last year, but it looks like there's of course going to be 3 colorways. There's a pink colorway is what they're calling it, a green, and a brown. To me, the pink colorway is more of a violet kind of purple color, but it could perhaps be pink. And then the brown colorway kind of has some olive hues to it. And then of course the green is definitely green. Now I've talked about these in the past. I really love how they have the black midsole, the black outsole, the black sock liner, and then also it looks like they kind of brought the vintage dyed aesthetic that a lot of people were doing for customs of New Balance back in 2022, 2023, and they're bringing that to the 550s. Now also throughout the week we saw the New Balance gang all over Paris Fashion Week at a bunch of the different shows, and that's of course Li-Ning Paris, Action Bronson, and Aminé. Now we're going to be talking about Aminé. He has an upcoming collaboration with New Balance on the 610T, and it seems like this is themed after bananas, which would hint the brown overlays with the yellow undertones, and it even does have a banana, you know, on the sneaker. And he was seen rocking these throughout the week, and there's no release details as of yet to when they're actually going to launch, but when they do, people are going to be pretty excited for these. And also I would bet that soon after we'll probably get a 610T collaboration from Li-Ning Paris and Action Bronson. More New Balance news. It looks like Li-Ning Paris is going to receive a new New Balance collaboration on the 1906R. Now the 1906R, we talked about it already. They've been a big trend, and Li-Ning Paris, it looks like he has perhaps teased this upcoming collaboration, that he posted the on-foot photo of him rocking them with the Eiffel Tower in the background while he was in the car, you know, on the way somewhere. And then obviously he was rocking the pair throughout the entire week. Now we finally got some good looks at the upcoming Fear of God Athletics collaboration with Adidas. First teased a few months back, we saw these within a suitcase where there were 2 different colorways, kind of a lighter shade and a darker shade with like a aged outsole, aged midsole. Lorenzo this past week in Paris, he was first seen in this black trench coat with these dark heather gray Fear of God essential sweatpants, and I gotta say that I really love this silhouette, and I would really love to have these in about 3 or 4 colors. Now I am pretty certain that this is no past Adidas archive design, that this is something that the Fear of God team, Fear of God Athletics, and Adidas have collabed on, and this is a new creation. I love how these are so minimalistic. They have the thicker midsole, and these are just gonna look good in a lot of different colors. And then the inner portion of the sneaker reminds me a lot of an Adidas Forum. Now the second sneaker that we saw him rocking this week, which we've seen him tease it in the past on feet on some of his IG stories, but we first have on foot looks for the first time ever here in Paris Fashion Week. He was rocking them with a Balenciaga hoodie with some black joggers, and I said this in the last video, these remind me a lot of the Nike Mocs. These of course come with the same exact strap. These are going to be a mid top, and they also come with the 3 stripes on the toe. Now between the two, I would have to lean more towards the first pair in the light bone, I would assume, you know, the gray colorway. Let us know between these two down below in the comments which one are you feeling the most. And also here he was talking to Jared Leto, and you can see another detailed shot of him rocking the pair. Now when it comes to the best footwear that we saw this past week at Paris Fashion Week, that pretty much sums up the top of the top, the best of the best that we saw. If there's anything that we missed, let us know down below in the comments. We're always down there reading all your comments, responding to each and every one of you. So drop a comment, let us know what you think, which one's going to be your favorite. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you in the next video.